Hello, welcome back to Gearjunkies TV and a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the UDO Audio Super 6 synthesizer. UDO Audio, which stands for Unidentified Dancing Objects, is based in Bristol, England. The Super 6 is their first product. It is a 12-voice analog digital hybrid polyphonic synthesizer. The voices are used in a particular way, creating a 6-voice synthesizer with a unique stereo image, hence the name Super 6. We are testing the desktop version here. There's also a keyboard version with a 4-octave keyboard. It is a sturdy metal case that has 2 fold-out feet to place it at an angle, but it also comes with rack ears for placement in a 19-inch rack. There are also Visa standard screw holes at the bottom. But first, you can stay informed about all our videos by subscribing to our channel. Just click the subscribe button below the video and you can hit the bell button to get notifications when there's something new on our channel. The Super 6 has no display. Basically, there's a 1 button per function standard, but there's also a shift mode to address second functions of certain buttons and sliders. The synth was designed by Axel Hartman and the design appeals to me, I must say. The buttons feel good and precise. The layout is not very common when you look at the panel. And there's also quite a few strange abbreviations under the controls. But it's nice that the top also shows where the connectors are located at the back. There's a left, right and headphone output, an audio input, 2 pedal controller inputs, MIDI in and out and through, and USB for MIDI and waveform data. The power supply is built in. Now the Super 6 is special because of its binaural characteristics. But what is that exactly? With most synths you only see the split into stereo outputs at the end of the signal path, sometimes before the built-in effects. But with the Super 6, each voice has its own signal path, so 2 oscillators, filter, VCA, envelope, effects and mixer before it's sent to either the left or right output, with a phase control to determine the differences between left and right. This creates a very wide stereo image. It sounds big and thick and can be placed very nicely and accurately in a stereo image. The consequence, however, is that 4 oscillators are needed, or 2 voices per note being played, 1 for the left and 1 for the right channel, and that reduces the polyphony to 6 voices. It also explains the thick sound, as we are actually listening to no less than 4 oscillators per voice. And that is in polyphonic mode. The Super 6 has also a unison and mono mode. The digital oscillators are high resolution FPGA based and there are 2 per voice. DDS1, as UDO calls them, has 6 waveforms: sine, sawtooth, square wave, triangle, noise and a 16 user waveform mode that you can download into the Super 6. In the newest firmware, UDO themselves have added some new waveforms which you can add via USB. Furthermore, this oscillator has 6 sister oscillators, which creates a kind of supersaw when you use it. And there are 2 modes for that, the half supersaw and full supersaw. DDS2 also has 6 waveforms, and the first 5 of them are identical to DDS1, and the 6th is a variable pulse. Furthermore, DDS2 has an LFO mode and can also be used as a sub-oscillator. So let's listen to the oscillators. external audio input switches DDS2 off and also goes through the VCA and filter section. The sound generation is unique due to the DDS modulators, as we just heard. There's a detune spread of the sister oscillators powered by LFO or envelope modulation, and DDS1 and 2 have cross modulation to create some kind of FM sounds. The cross modulation also determines the use of the mixer section. When installed here, the mixer button determines the location of the split point on the keyboard. The filter is completely analog. It's an SSI 2144, which is a new version of the SSM 2044, a legendary filter chip found in many 80 synths and designed by Dave Rossum. It is a 4-pole filter with resonance and self-oscillation with 2 overdrive levels. Besides the low-pass section, there's an adjustable high-pass with fixed frequency, which can also be linked to the low-pass frequency. The filter has a keyboard tracking and can be modulated by envelope 1 and or envelope 2, LFO1 and DDS2. So let's listen to the filter. Analog VCA is controlled by envelope 2 or LFO1. The envelopes are of the ADSR type, where envelope 1 has a hold stage and a looping possibility, so you can use it as an LFO or FM source. The envelopes are fast, which makes it possible to create short pulsing sounds, and because of the variation and hold stages, you can also create slowly developing sounds and ever-changing hypnotic drones. There are 2 LFOs, where LFO1 is adjustable between 0.5 and 20 kHz. It has a left-right phase control for use in binaural mode, a one-shot mode, and can also be routed through the DDS oscillators for droning or as a third oscillator. The LFO also has MIDI sync, and you can sync to the internal sequencer and arpeggiator. And LFO2 has a rate of 0.5 Hz to 50 Hz and can also be applied with a delay and works on the DDS VCAs and can be assigned to react to the settings of the modulation wheel or the aftertouch. The Super 6 features a modulation matrix that allows you to quickly and accurately assign modulation to certain parameters. The left row of 8 buttons is used to select the modulation source, the right row to select a target. The rotary knob adjusts the amount of modulation, negative or positive. And the row of LEDs above the knobs indicates the amount. Sources and targets are fixed under the knobs, so you have a total of 8 sources and targets in addition to the modulation controls already present here and there on the panel. When editing, display is sometimes missed, but you get used to it quickly. Some things, like the way the modulation matrix works and the custom waveforms, take some getting used to. And personally, I would have liked it if you could read the values of the sliders and buttons and the modulation settings. But it's not essential and it forces you to work more by ear. But a software editor could offer a solution to that respect. The effects section of the Super 6 is digital. It's 24-bit, 192 kHz resolution and consists of a chorus and a delay. Both are fully stereo and integrated into the binaural signal path. The chorus has two modes that can also be used simultaneously, as seen in old Roland synths, and the delay can be synced and modulated. And in the latest firmware update, the delay also got a freeze function. By using a pedal switch, you can fix the delay's time and play new sounds over it as the old sound keeps continuing. In this way, you can create a kind of looper mode. So let's listen to the chorus and the delay. The bottom row of buttons is also used to select the 128 patches and to control the arpeggiator and sequencer. There's a 64-step sequencer on board with programmable notes, rest, slide and accents and variable length. There are 16 memory locations available for sequences and the arpeggiator is of the multi-mode type. You can see the range and modes here. It has up and down, random and sequence following modes. And it can be clocked to LFO1 or external MIDI clock. By the way, the desktop Super 6 has a few things on board that the keyboard version lacks, which are drift control, adjustment of the high-pass filter, pen spread, extended envelopes and polyphonic aftertouch. A polychain is also included, and the latest firmware adds MIDI and PA functionality. The Super 6 is a very beautiful and surprising synthesizer, which combines very well the two worlds of modern and vintage, and does the same with the combination of very modern digital technology with good sounding analog sound. In essence, it is primarily digital, but it certainly doesn't sound like that. The accurate FPGA oscillators, together with the SSI analog multimode filter and analog VCAs, give it a thick, tight sound. Its great strength lies in the amount of special additional functions of the various components and the modulations you can let loose on it. The built-in effects are just enough and give it some extra power. The design is beautiful and solid, and the special binaural settings give the Super 6 a fantastic stereo image, and in combination with the supersaw-like options of the oscillators, it gives an extra dimension to the sound. The synth is still under development, with new features such as MPA and poly aftertouch recently being added. So if you're looking for a synthesizer that can sound both modern and old-fashioned, and that can keep surprising you for a long time, then you should definitely try the UDO Super 6. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.